Youngstown's very own Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
That never gets tired of hearing that. I love that. I do. I love from Youngstown, Ohio. Welcome to another round of Ray's Boom Boom Room. I'm your host, Ray Mancini, here with my ace corner man, cut man, Mike Case. And we have a very special guest today, and we're going to talk about a local company, which I love these kind of stories, Mike. You know, people who take shots. It's all about taking shots. That's what we'll talk about on our show here. About people who take shots in life. Got to take the shot, you know, and worst thing happens, you know, come back and do it again. And I always say, people ask me if I regret anything that I've done. I said, no, the only regrets I have are things I haven't done. So, special guests here, Richard and Aspasia.
Yeah.
Bernacki.
Right.
How about that?
First try.
The creators and founders and owners of Penguincity Beer.
Yeah.
Hey, right there.
Penguincity Beer.
Yeah, which I will try.
Me too.
Yeah, I had a little myself.
Make sure it's good.
Not too bad.
Smells good.
I'm not a beer drinker, my friend. I'm a teetotaler. You know, I like my wine bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
But this is delicious, yes.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that. And I'll be doing that, taking a sip occasionally, you know, as we talk. Which is a beautiful thing about this show. You can drink and eat and do whatever you want. And it's a beautiful thing. People watch. So anyhow, see, here's the folks. This is the transition of the show where Mike takes over because he's much better doing this than I am.
Well, I have a lot of
interviews.
questions.
You want
I have a very curious
No, you're a
mind.
good interviewer. No, I've said this.
Thank
You're a
you.
good interviewer. I'm not a good interviewer. I like to jump in.
Yeah, I
when
want
feel
you
I have
to.
something to say,
I
but
want
I'm
you.
not the good interviewer. You're a good interviewer.
All right, so, let's get started. Well,
Yeah.
how long has Penguincity Beer been around? Take me from the very beginning, not like when it was in bottles
From the
and
concept, right?
in stores. Yeah,
Concept.
take me from the concept.
When would that have been?
Probably summer of 2017.
Okay, so not that long, a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
right? Are you a beer drinker?
No.
I mean, I noticed you didn't pick yours up and start swigging it. Do
The
you,
only one who didn't have a taste.
do you like beer at all?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do, but I'm not a beer drinker
no.
at
Okay.
all. No.
And then, so I'm hoping you say you are.
I'm a beer drinker. I've been a beer enthusiast for.
I love that. Yes.
Well
Enthusiast.
over, well
Guys,
over
that's the
20
term I
years.
use.
Yeah.
I say I'm not a connoisseur, but I'm a
Right.
wine enthusiast.
Right.
I definitely wouldn't call myself a beer snob or even a connoisseur.
Or a lush.
No, but you drink it.
Some people have called me that sometimes, but I try
I like
to,
enthusiast way
I
better.
enthusiast.
Yeah.
Don't you guys?
Enthusiast.
I agree.
Well, I mean, I do feel I get very enthusiastic about beer.
I understand. So where did you start? Is this one of those like make it at home things where you guys started up and then your friends kind of liked it, or how did give me the very beginnings of it?
So I feel like
I could tell she's no help at all. She doesn't even like the stuff. And
Spaceship
Well-
will,
I'm
Spaceship
kidding.
will just
I'm
jump
teasing.
in.
yeah,
who wants to go?
Well, I mean, I love. I mean, he loves. You know, he's the beer enthusiast.
Yeah.
And I mean, we both love Youngstown and everything, but I'm the pro. You know, Youngstown like events, and
Right.
I would do like events for. I
You
was
set
an
that
event
up there.
promoter. You know, I host the Youngstown Summer Movie Series. We do that.
Yes, they do.
Always like doing things for Youngstown wherever I can, like
Right.
you know, do it. So when he thought of this idea of becoming a beer company, I said, let's make it big. Let's make it about Youngstown. Let's make
Okay.
it for Youngstown.
Mhm.
So it was like we kind of, our two ideas just kind of came together.
Yeah, and I feel it's a little different than the story I hear a lot where you find a home brewer. I've been doing this for 10 years, 15 years, and decided to make this. I had never brewed a beer before the name. We came up with the name, decided, can't waste it. I love beer. I'm going to figure out how to make this beer. And I went from there.
I'm gonna start a beer company, even though
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do it.
I mean, I knew some basics.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't know exactly what to do. So I read a lot. I brewed a lot.
Yeah.
Had a really nice taste
Well,
panel.
that's the beautiful thing about the internet. You could check out anything on the internet now, right?
Yeah.
I'm
And then
sure you use some of that. I'm sure that's where you got a lot of your information.
Internet, books,
Yeah.
and then I did rely upon a lot of the home brewers and some of the other craft breweries around here for information and guidance.
But you could have gone a lot of different ways. Like there's mango beer, chocolate beer, but you just kind of went with
No.
regular beer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have a special certain fruity flavor to it, which a lot
No.
of people do. Why did you choose the way that you ended up going?
We wanted a solid beer for the area, like the go-to beer for the area, but we
like
definitely
that.
wanted it
I
a
like that.
little different. I wanted it to have some kind of distinct flavor, a little more body, a little more flavor than your average American light lager.
You know, it's
Okay.
funny you said that because I'm not, like I said, I'm not much of a beer drinker, but I mean, I drink occasionally, especially when it's hot, you know, outside. That is delicious, I must say.
Thank you.
But there is a distinctive flavor, and I'm not sure what that is. And
It's
I
a combination of a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Like
really.
what?
Well, I don't really.
you
can't tell.
tell?
Can't tell.
You're
the
not
allowed to
recipe.
say?
No.
Can't tell
What
the
am I-
recipe.
It's my. I
It's
don't.
your special recipe. No,
exactly.
No, no.
I don't.
No, no.
I don't
I get that.
divulge that.
No. Because then you have to kill you, Mike.
I know.
You know.
We better stay on the safe side then. I guess I got things to
I
do
get
today.
that. No.
Yeah.
But when it's your IP, that you ain't getting nothing. I get it. No, I
Right.
understand that very well.
Right.
I get that very well.
Well, when we were talking about doing this and how we wanted it to be for our city, I felt like there were two different types of beer drinkers. There were the craft beer drinkers and the domestic beer drinkers, and we wanted this beer to be for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be something that the domestic drinkers could also like, because I feel like, you know, there's a big majority of domestic beer drinkers.
I know what
around
you're
here.
saying because a lot of times you'll go to a place with a guy or whatever, and there'll be like a million beers, and you won't know what to get, and you'll just go, "What's the closest to Coors Light?"
Yes.
yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Well, especially,
That happens.
Especially
Yeah.
when you say, because I'm trying to do the craft and the domestic. So you're saying like the typical brands is the domestic brand like Budweiser,
Yes.
Miller stuff.
Yeah.
I suppose I would think okay, I get that. You know, when I hear. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just thinking the craft beer. I mean, aren't they? They're like the types of lagers and ales and whatever. Those are the types of the craft beers being made, correct?
Yeah. Well, there are only two main. There are only two main styles. of beers.
Lagers and ales.
Lagers and ales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See,
and
there
so
you go.
everything underneath that, is a subdivision of
Okay,
that
so
particular thing.
so then you have, like you said, you have the domestic beers, but the ones that are widely out there, the brands that are not. So craft beers are ones that are on the climb.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on the climb.
So what's the difference between a lager and an ale?
It's the yeast.
And what's yours?
It's an ale.
Okay.
People confuse it with a lager or Pilsner because it definitely has a lot of those characteristics.
Now you just said Pilsner. Is that a type of lager or is that a
Pilsner is a type of lager.
Okay, because I hear that word a lot, Pilsner. You know.
Yeah, I think it. I don't quote me on it,
Yeah.
even though it's live.
Mhm.
Well,
It's gonna be.
We're gonna-
It's
recorded.
okay. It's okay. Look, anybody watching, if you know, I mean, check
think-
it. Can people like hit us up on the set, right? So if anybody knows the difference, please help us. I don't know. Am I right?
Yeah, it probably has a lot to do with where it was made, Pilsen, Czech, something like that. The hops from there.
Sure. There you go. Why not?
So summer of 2017, you guys decide we're gonna come up with a beer,
Yes.
and we're gonna make this big, and it's gonna have to do with Youngstown.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens?
Then we contacted my cousin and asked him. He teaches at YSU, and we asked him if he wanted to help us come up with a branding
Mhm.
for the company. Told
Your
him the name.
cuisines.
Marketing
Yeah.
expert.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go.
He needed that. Then you
Yeah.
could get it out there once he started to show you how to do it, right?
Yeah, he helped us create the look. We told him, gave him some ideas of what we both liked, and then and then he put in what he liked, and we kind of combined all our ideas, and that happened.
Yeah, he did a really, really ridiculously good job of taking what we had to say
Mhm.
and creating the look.
But
Yeah,
see,
he's
I
great
didn't
at it.
realize that Mike was your cuisine.
He's the cuisine.
He's your cuisine. How about that? There you go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's a
awesome.
family.
It's a family
Well,
business.
It is.
My family, we're all in family businesses. Just growing up, that's how it was in Camel. Everybody.
For folks who listen, Kimmel, Ohio is part of Youngstown with
Right.
a large
Youngstown East.
Greek community. Like my wife's from Camel, but she's Italian. But that's where all the
There's-
Greeks are. Greeks and Italians, but mainly the largest Greek community is Camel, Ohio.
And
And
if you're not from Youngstown,
Yeah.
right? It's not spelled like a camel.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
Camel
It's
with
like,
a-
it's
with a
like
P.
Campbell soup,
Campbell soup. Yeah.
but
Yes.
you
With a P.
omit the
Yeah, but
P and the B
P.
in it.
It's Camel. Yeah, you watch anything on the news, it's
Yeah.
always Camel. It's
Yeah.
never Campbell.
No,
That's
no,
right.
I never said
Which is super confusing for the
Yeah.
rest of the state and the entire
Yeah.
region.
Well, it's kind of like it's not Vienna.
No, it's Vienna.
Vienna.
Right. also confusing
Yeah.
for the rest of the state. So, okay, let me ask you this. Were you doing anything before that? How old are you?
44.
You're 44. So at 42, what were you doing for money?
Oh, I was working for Isle Purple Cat,
Yeah.
local company, which specializes in helping our area's adults with disabilities. I was the IT man, so I would go to, lots of buildings and homes once in a while and fix things.
Did you tell your family this is kind of what I want to do? Or, I mean, you could have picked any scheme to get going. You picked
Right.
beer, and you could pick a coffee shop. You could have picked anything. I mean, what were they? Were there some naysayers? Or
I
was
mean, we
everybody like,
find
yeah, sure, Rich.
naysayers.
You find that in
I
everything.
feel we
Oh,
had
yeah,
good, we had
there-
good support,
Did you?
but we also had naysayers. I mean, we constantly have naysayers. Nobody.
No.
I mean, you get a lot of support, but then of course you have people that don't really want you to
Because the
succeed.
people ain't worth. They don't
Yeah.
know. They ain't got the guts to take the shot.
Yeah.
I'd say largely though we got good support,
Of course.
and I picked beer because I love beer.
There you go.
Pick a
Yeah.
passion, right?
Pick something. There you go.
yeah.
Pick whatever. Pick something you love to do.
I
Pick
don't
something
know if you know
love.
the place Lou's Beer and Wine on 46, Canfield, Austintown.
Mhm.
So somewhere around 20 some years ago, that's when I started drinking craft beer.
Mhm.
I would go there and he would have some good things like Anchor Steam, Anchor Porter, a line of pyramid beers, well before there was a craft explosion.
Hmm.
And my friends would make fun of me who were only drinking PBR and the cheap stuff.
Right.
Like, oh, you're fancy. You're too fancy.
Now look at you.
Now it's like,
You own your own damn beer company.
Right. And I don't look very fancy.
Well, not today, but we kind of threw this together at the last minute. I'm sure you would have
I was
dressed
wearing my
up.
brewery clothes. I was expecting to get dirty.
So how did you come up with I'm sure there were some trials and tribulations with the formula. Did you have a lot of input? How did you come up with the final product?
Well, I mean, I started brewing a bunch of different styles right at first, just to get used to brewing and everything that goes into it. And then I started to hone in on something that I thought would be a lighter style, what we were going for from the beginning. And I probably brewed about 14, 15 batches and changed things just a little by little, tried to get really scientific with it. And I had a really diverse taste panel, neighbors, other
our
home
neighbors.
brewers, somebody who might only drink Busch Light, and that's it. Somebody who drinks the entire spectrum, and somebody who only drinks, the specific kind of craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
So I took input from people I trusted very seriously and adjusted. And it seemed like I made a lot of people happy with these adjustments, and that's what we went for.
Mike, I was one of the things in talking about it, the label. I love it. It's an old-fashioned label. It looks like an old-fashioned, like drinks, like
Does
you
look
get
like
the old-fashioned-
Wiedemann's
if
or
you go to-
something.
Oh,
right.
yeah,
If you
that's
go to a soda
popular in
counter,
Cincinnati.
soda counter, you get it. I want to, I want some pop. Boom.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a bottle of pop you get.
And this is our second version, which is it's a special, our first tribute label, and it's to Simply Slavic, the
Yeah,
fest
yeah,
that
yeah,
happens
so
downtown
It's
annually.
coming up in June.
yeah,
Yep.
we did a tribute label.
If I don't know when it is, I could just look at the label.
There
June
it is, the 14th.
14th and 15th.
I like the slogan, a solid beer for solid people.
Mm-hmm.
That
Who came
was
up with that?
Michael. My
Michael
cousin.
came up with the cousin, the marketing guru came up with that.
See, cousin Michael. But see,
Yeah.
Cousin Michael.
Cousin Michael. Cousine. Hey, cousine. I don't know what is in
Michael.
Greek. What do you call a cousin in Greek? Yeah, cousine.
what's that
Hey,
word?
About this long.
No, it's
Something
like
like
was
that.
so
in fact,
long.
yeah.
It
because
was
it's
long.
as I said with my bourbon. They said, "What's tagline? You gotta have a tagline, right?" I said, "A champion's bourbon for a champion's drink, a champion's bourbon." You gotta have
Yeah,
it's a
just
champion's
something.
drink. It's a gentleman. Oh, I said, I screwed up my own tagline. It's called a gentleman's drink. A gentleman's drink, a champion's bourbon. Because I said it's a gentleman's drink. So that's what you got to have. A gentleman's drink, a champion's bourbon.
It's a gentleman's sport too.
We'd like to think so. But that's
Even
what
though
I
they
said.
don't always look
So
like,
for-
know.
So and now the tagline. The point is, what is the point? The point of the story is you got to have a tagline that reflects what
yeah.
what you want.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'd love that.
So ours
think-
totally
we have
makes
a-
sense.
We have a
Just
couple.
don't forget it. Like
Oh yeah.
You have more?
Well, solid beer for solid people is our main one, and then
If you look at your shirt, it says
tough,
right there.
tough times don't last. Tough cities do.
that's right. I got it. That's
And
true.
then a lot of people were calling it blue collar craft beer.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
that
good.
that was like three kind of names that were, going out a lot. Like we were hearing that a lot, or people hashtagging those three
That's
things.
great.
Yeah.
So how did you get it from your batch into the bottles and into the stores? What do you do?
Well, you have to do a lot of digging through state and federal laws
Yeah.
and applying.
there's
So
I
there's a
don't
lot
know
of
what it is with
legal
beer.
stuff.
I don't know what is beer. Not so much wine. Liquor, oh man, that's a whole
Yeah,
different thing. That's
There's
a
a
whole
lot.
headache.
Yeah,
It-
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
understand. I imagine.
inspections and you
Yeah,
get
right.
everything right.
Right.
So there was that.
Yeah.
That took up a lot of time, a lot of
Okay.
energy.
Like,
and-
what's the biggest hurdle?
Oh man, the entire thing might be. I feel like the entire thing is a big hurdle. Just the whole process.
Really?
Finding a place.
Oh yeah.
Because you got to find a place to brew it, right?
Mhm.
You can't. Yeah,
In
you
mass
can't
quantities.
move forward
Yeah.
unless you find somewhere to brew it.
Uh-huh.
And then everything has to be inspected. Everything has
Yeah,
to.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, legally, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't.
Are there places in town that do that sort of thing, or do you have to go out of town?
Oh
Yeah,
well,
there's a couple-
this we talked to Paladin, which is right down the street on Mahoning Avenue. Since we didn't have a brewery of our own yet, we talked to him. And he thought it sounded like a good idea, so he's brewed a lot of beer for us.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now we were able to get into the B&O downtown.
That's
Mhm.
strong. I like
So
that.
we worked towards, getting
bigger
to the
spot.
B&O.
Yeah, we were able to see what kind of demand there would be for it.
And people loved it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like it was taking off before we even released beer.
People liked the beer before they ever tasted it.
Why is that?
I think it's just,
It's a good name.
I think
It's coming
just
from
how
us
we.
who local,
And I'm going to tell you what, Mike. I told you, first thing teach you in marketing school, you sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Yeah. They're believing the hype, aren't
But
they?
Well-
you better have a good piece of steak because you get one shot. Obviously, you have a good piece.
I feel like it wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, if
You
we
sell the
just,
sizzle, man, and you sold it.
if we had a good name and not a good beer, it wouldn't. It would just be dead.
That's it. It's over.
I feel like, I don't know. I felt like just observing. I'm observe. I would go out a lot. I go out a lot, and I love being social. I love observing things, and I just always kind of felt that seeing all the other beer companies, like Cleveland has Great Lakes, Cincinnati has Rheingeist, Iron City, that's Pittsburgh. I was always thinking, what's Youngstown's? And when we were talking about doing this, I said Youngstown needs to have a beer. What's that one? And I never really felt like, I don't know, I just didn't really see one that was this boom, like
one
this
that
big.
resonates and represents our city.
So like when I talked with Michael, I said we really have to make this for our town so people, so they have this. This is for them. This is, the beer that they could be proud of, the beer that could create jobs, the beer that could, do all these things, give back to the community. So it was not just beer. There was a lot of other things we were thinking about. And I think when we did, release it and announce it, I think people saw that message and just embraced it.
And we've both lived all our lives and have seen it go through lots of different transformations. And we've both been very proud to be here. No matter where I go, I definitely shout Youngstown. So yeah, it was. I don't know, it was very important for us to have a nice company for.
You can see
Youngstown.
Aspasia, your enthusiasm, obviously, for the city, which is very infectious, which I admire because I like to think, I'm back home for similar reasons and other aspects. But it's great that but obviously you want it for the town, reflects the town, all that. But obviously you want it for be able to grow outside the town.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah, for
no,
sure.
I mean, I know, but you start everything grassroots marketing. Everything starts with grassroots marketing.
yes.
And if you can't make it here, you can't no shot. Which is why whenever I've done things, I do it here first.
Oh.
Because if it doesn't,
well, but if it ain't got no shot.
If
Well,
you can make it here,
no,
you
no.
have a good shot at making it all
That's true.
over.
Well, I tell people, you're always gonna get people to do it. It's gonna be because it's gonna be friends, family, and fans, so to speak. Friends, family,
Yeah.
and fans, because people are gonna want to do well. But that's it. So but hopefully it's the other people too that are gonna catch on. And so I understand that very well. No, and I admire the fact that you want to keep it local and for local company, but to expand. I just saw that. Hey, Mike, maybe that's be a future tagline for local for the local people, but to expand big. We'll have to
Work
work.
on it.
I'll work
We'll
on
work
it.
out.
Well,
We're
while we're doing this, I'll have it
Jot
by the
this
end of this.
down.
By the end of this.
We'll take
yeah,
it. We'll
we
take it as it
definitely-
comes. Whatever makes sense. We'll adapt and go forward.
I mean, we definitely want to be in the whole state of Ohio. But I mean, we'll always keep it local, keeping our business, keeping the facility, keeping that in Youngstown. But I want to be in Pennsylvania. well, we just applied for licensing in Pennsylvania and West Virginia.
that's a headache.
So we want to start getting into
Probably.
other areas.
Yeah, but
as
as soon as
well.
the Pittsburgh people see Penguin City,
Yeah,
they're going to
but-
equate it with
yeah.
the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're going to start drinking it,
But-
right?
Yeah,
But
and-
Pennsylvania's a headache for any liquor.
That's what
beer.
I-
That's what I
It is a headache.
That's what I've
okay,
heard.
But here's the thing. I think I told you this before. I don't know, Mike. One of these times we were talking. I said the two biggest places where more liquor and alcohol, liquor and beer, any liquor sells. The two main places. State of Pennsylvania is number 2. You know what number 1 is?
Is it us?
Walmart.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
state of
Walmart.
Walmart.
No, Walmart. No, the two more liquor sells than anywhere else. Walmart's, state of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And that's the reason because they're very strict. But I'm surprised because they're strict as hell to get any time of license. They're getting
Huh.
it. Yeah. Anyhow.
So how many stores is it in? Is it in Walmart?
Not Walmart.
yet.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
All
yet.
right. How many places is it in the last year?
I think we're about 210.
Somewhere around 210
strong,
places.
man. That's
you know,
strong.
For
outs-
1 year? I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
long it's been. About a year, right?
not quite.
8 months.
About 8
maybe
months.
8
Closer
months.
to 8 months.
That's
Something
pretty
like that.
amazing,
That's
don't
strong,
you think?
man.
I do think it's amazing.
We yeah, I kind of felt when we released, I don't know, I felt like I had to work, well, both of us, but for sales, like had to work as hard as we can to basically take over Youngstown. I mean,
Yeah.
that was it, because eventually someone else is going to come. You know, there's always
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be someone else behind you. So I felt like I was in this race where I needed to take over Youngstown and get it in as many places as I
I'm just-
possibly can.
Mhm.
So it was tiring and
Still is.
exhausting, and my family was mad at me because I didn't see them a lot, but I told them I'm on a mission and you have to just let me do what I have to do right now.
About the Mike, Richard and Aspasia are beer gangsters. I love that.
That's right.
We're
You're
taking over, man. The beer gangster, man.
Get out of the
We
way.
want to take it over,
Right.
baby.
We're
Get out of the way.
steamrolling.
You get out of the
But-
way, and you're going down.
But
That's
you
right.
know what? That's
You
the
stay in the way, you're
Youngstown
going
way.
down.
Comes a
It is.
big Penguin City bottle.
That's the
No,
Youngstown
no
way, though.
illegal tactics though. It's
No,
all-
You know,
No,
you
yeah.
have to.
Oh,
You got to take
I
that
feel
one,
like in
yeah.
Youngstown, you got to work hard. You
Oh,
got
absolutely.
to work hard in this
Absolutely.
town.
Because
And
yeah,
you have to
absolutely.
be a certain type of person.
And wouldn't it be
have-
lovely? No, seriously, wouldn't it be lovely if, like, I know where you guys at, right? At the old B&O station.
Mm-hmm.
If you can expand and take one of these buildings downtown and turn that into one of your factories.
I would
be
love
Take
it.
one of the old buildings. That's what I said about Youngstown. There's so many old abandoned buildings there from the steel mill days, whatever, that you don't need to reinvent the wheel.
No.
Just taking the. I'm all about turnkey operations. Find a building that works for you. Walk in, which much what they did with the B&O. Which I
Oh,
think was,
yeah.
and that's a terrific thing. And that's the thing about anybody has an idea for a business idea, bring it to Youngstown because we have a lot of places you could just go in and it's basically a turnkey operation. Turn on the lights, turn on electricity, and it could be exactly what you want.
Yeah, and for a brewery, what you really
Oh, you
want,
just need
you
a
just
space.
open space. Yeah, you don't need.
We got a
rooms.
lot of
You
that
just want-
downtown.
You
We
want
got a lot of
big-
that.
You want
Yeah,
open space.
there's plenty.
Closed minds, but open spaces. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of that. So, here's a dumb question: is it different tasting on tap than it is in the bottle? Do you like one or the other better?
It's hard to say. I guess
People-
it.
Do
I don't
people
know.
say there's a difference?
Some people do and some people don't.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's yeah, there probably is a slight difference, and why I don't know. It could be, our beer is not filtered, so it doesn't run through a filter.
Okay.
It's just naturally filtered with the cold and some fining agents, and so it all drops down, and then we just serve the cold, package the clear beer. So, say this has been sitting in cold for a week. You'll notice you'll have a little bit of sediment at the bottom. And if you pour it out slowly in your glass, it'll be perfectly clear. And then if you pour the rest of it, you'll get some of the, the proteins and yeast in it, which is perfectly good for you.
Yeah.
Probably would help not have a headache the next day too. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. Some of it's probably mental as well.
Is
He's like-
beer brewed cold? I mean, we like it cold. Everybody wants a
Um,
cold beer. Does it come out cold?
I think you can experimental versions of the brewing process where you could brew cold. I think the normal way is it boils. You boil it,
Okay.
and certain things come off of the top. Come out of it to give you that flavor. But then you condition it cold most of the time.
Gotcha.
So when you ferment it, each yeast has its optimum range. And so you want to stay within that range. And then even within that range, you will change the flavor profile. So if you go lower, you might get less of the estery, fruity flavors and aromas. And then you go higher, you get more of that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you pick a temperature that your yeast likes. And then from there, you put it into the bright tanks or the conditioning tanks, and you want that to be cold, somewhere around, close to freezing, 38 degrees. And then it conditions further there.
Well, no. Mike, I just
Isn't that
want to clarify, Mike. There are no stupid questions.
Thank you.
It's just stupid people
That's
asking them.
dumb.
Anyhow.
No, that was, I mean, if you don't,
Shh.
I mean, like, I don't know much about welding, so if I were to ask, I could ask a million dumb questions about welding.
Right.
If
No,
you
I
don't
know.
know, you don't know.
No. But no, I mean, look, again, this is part of what we want to do with our show is bring on people who take shots in light. Take shots, man. We reiterate that so many times on the show. Take shots, man. You have an idea, do your diligence, flush it out, and go do it. I always tell people, the old saying, show and tell. Show, don't tell. And that's what I'm telling people. That's me. You always have to show and tell, baby. Show, don't tell.
Right,
And that's what I'm impressed with.
We didn't tell anybody about this
I'm
until it was
impressed.
actually happening. We kept this really close.
I mean, look, and I'm impressed you got a good man here with Mike with the marketing because, again, Mike, we sell the sizzle, not the steak. And then, but you got a good piece of steak, brother. No, this is good. And I'm not a beer drinker, but it's nice and easy. Like I always say, my wine, easy drinking, medium body, easy drinking. I'm actually going to get back in the cigar business, which is that was just an unadulterated plug. And but it's medium bodied, nothing heavy.
Okay.
Nothing heavy, medium bodied. I like everything. It's just easy, I got to be easy drinking. And so, this is, I'm not, like I said, I'm not much of a beer drinker, but I do like it during in the summertime. You got to have a beer, right?
I feel like in winter, spring, and fall as
You
well.
don't mind.
See, you like it all.
Aspasia,
It's,
not
it's
so
one of
much.
them-
All
one of them drinks
seasons.
that go with everything.
I can't believe you
Yeah.
don't like beer. What
No,
don't you like about it?
I don't know. I'm just not. I mean, I don't mind to
You'll
have
travel.
a beer is
Yeah.
fine, but
Yeah.
I'm just not.
When you go out, you're not
One. You
buying
do one.
No,
a giant.
no.
See, I don't have
No,
one.
I'm not like
I'm
that.
not. I'm not a guy to have two beers. I have one. That satisfies me.
Yeah.
Oh, not
No.
me.
I need
No,
Like on St. Patrick's Day, I'll have like
What's that?
25 beers.
I
And
need at
my
least-
father,
at
my
least
father drank
two.
that beer like it was like it was water, man. My father loved his beer. I mean, I see that, and a lot of Youngstowners, man, they love their beer.
Yeah,
mean-
I can relate.
Yeah, no, I
For
get it.
Definitely.
me, I love promoting and I love connecting with the community. So I feel like it just fits for me, just how we're, promoting the business. So it like everything that I've done in the past, just kind of, this is just,
Well, we get to go to a lot of the same
Yeah.
places where we were just hanging out anyway.
We
and
go to a
talk
lot
about
of
our beer
events.
and-
But it has your beer now.
Yeah.
Great.
How cool is it to see your beer like on the shelves?
I still love it.
Oh.
Oh
It's-
God, I
Is that
get
a
so
rush?
excited.
It's great.
it
I
is.
mean, it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a rush. It's just a good reassurance,
Or when we see people buying it. We were just at Sparkle.
Yeah, the one on Western
And-
Reserve.
We saw, it was 6 people while we were there, just passing by and picking up a 6 and buying it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. They didn't know us.
What is it?
We
Did
just-
you say, hey, by the way,
You wanna
We
see a
didn't
sign
say
on there before?
anything.
have
We
you tried
just-
that beer before? Tell me, I wondered, can you tell me how is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. It's,
Or-
whatever.
or
And the other
when
day, I walked into
or-
A&C the other day, right
Yeah.
downtown, A&C
Yeah,
Beverage.
yeah.
Guy was walking out. He saw my shirt. He's like, "Oh, that Penguin beer. I've heard good things about it. What do you think?" I'm like, "Well, it's my beer. It's a good beer." So I just struck up a conversation with
Yeah.
him for a little while, and he was excited about
Gotta give it
the
a
beer.
shot.
And,
Try it.
he said he had it somewhere on draft, and he really liked it.
or at the boxing on Saturday. We were at the boxing
Did they
night
have-
on
did they
Belmont,
sold you
and
beer?
They didn't sell it.
They didn't sell it, but some girl had the green T-shirt on, and I was standing behind her, and the one guy said, "Oh, I've been hearing about that beer," and she's like, "Oh yeah, everyone's raving about this beer. It's Youngstown's beer," and I didn't say anything. I don't know. It was nice. It was fun to hear.
Yeah, of
And they
course.
were like, maybe we could get this in for boxing next time. So I don't know. That would be fun. It would be nice
Yeah.
to see that at
Well,
the
you're
next
gonna
boxing night.
You're going to sell a lot of beer at boxing.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
There was a
Sporting
lot
events.
of.
You're going to, yeah.
At our table, yeah, it was
Yeah, at
10,
our
11
table.
at a time.
And then any of you didn't sell your beer this time. No.
It
No.
wasn't at
We'll talk to
the.
somebody. We'll
Yeah.
talk to Jack. Talk
Yeah.
to Tommy. Lights out. And,
Can
somebody.
you?
Yeah.
Can anyone do this? or does it take a special team to do it? You think?
I'd say all the right things have to align. I mean, anyone can take
Can
a
do
shot.
it.
Yeah, anybody
Anyone
can do
it,
this.
but
Yeah.
very few can do it.
Would you
Yeah.
agree with that then?
I'd say, yeah, anybody could do this.
But
Anybody could learn how to do it
yeah,
and
exactly.
start a business and have a brewery. And I mean,
But that's have a
But-
certain amount of intestinal fortitude to stick it out, see it through.
Oh,
and I think that's
yeah.
what you're talking about.
I mean,
there's
we
a lot
had-
of ups and
and
downs.
not everyone could do that.
We had at least 20 times where we could have thrown in the towel.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
that's what I'm saying. Not everyone can do it.
That was my next
anyone
question.
could do it, but not everyone can do it.
Was there some like, this sucks. I can't believe we put all this money into this and it's not going to work.
Well, short answer, yes.
There
many
were, Yeah,
times.
there's moments where everything just hits you.
Yeah.
Like the day starts out fine, and then in a second, boom, like just this,
Yeah.
this, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't get hit with anything else. And
Well, luckily
somehow
for
you just-
us and our business, we don't have a fallback plan. So as bad
He
as it
loves
gets,
that. That's his
Beautiful.
favorite thing in the
That's-
world.
That's what I
Oh,
told
yeah.
you. That's my rule.
I
Number
think
one
that's-
is do not have a fallback plan.
Yeah.
I think that's your
Number one,
motivation.
you have
That's
a
it.
fallback plan, you'll fall back.
Yeah.
right, we have
have a-
nothing to fall back
No,
on.
no,
absolutely
no,
not.
none.
I hate that plan.
that
He
was-
loves that plan. I hate that plan.
It's definitely a
When I did
wild
this- when I did
plan,
this
that's
speech-
for sure.
When I did a speech last year
Yeah.
at Poland, that was the first thing I said. Do not have a fallback plan. Do not have a backup plan.
Right.
You have a fallback, you fall back. You have a backup, you back up. No, everything's moving forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The way
That's
we're
it.
in this, and
Yeah,
that's
there's
it.
no
We're in it.
It's a
Stop it.
beautiful thing. We knew Galan. First of all, I got to know Aspasia.
Aspasia.
That's it. You got it.
I got that. I got to get right. And my man, Richard, when I came back from L.A.,
Mm.
because they were very involved. As you can see, she's so enthusiastic about Youngstown. And they had a thing downtown, which they did,
movies.
the movie nights.
I want to learn more about that.
No,
in a
that's
sec, but go ahead.
terrific. And it was a little space. You still have that space? It's over
Youngstown Cinema.
Youngstown Cinema, but it's not on Boardman, right?
It's up at the
no.
Knox building.
Not Boardman. Not Boardman. What is it?
On
Federal.
Federal.
Federal. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
Federal.
the
Knox
Federal. Yes.
building.
I can think of that. Yeah. And upstairs is a little, and it's beautiful. But they show these old movies, and it's a lovely thing. Or they show local people's movies and stuff. And I've never seen bigger advocates of Youngstown than these two. Maybe our guy who just left, Phil Kidd.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not-
Phil.
Oh.
We knew Phil pretty
He
well.
defended young.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Sure.
but I'm just saying. I mean, it's admirable, and you hear her talk, and it's admirable to hear this, and you can't help get enthusiastic by listening to Richard and Aspasia. So it's wonderful, man. I met them before, lovely, lovely people, but I just, they're very infectious. You want to take, and you got to take a shot, man.
You want
Hey.
some bourbon or something? We have some bourbon sitting around. If you want that.
She's a beer drinker. Man.
Can
know
you
what?
can you
That
get
bourbon,
rich?
that bourbon ain't bad either. That
Are you
bourbon ain't
gonna
bad.
quit your jobs? Have you quit your
Oh,
jobs?
we don't.
This is it.
You-
We
this
don't-
is your job.
So yeah, there's not even a.
Are you going to be able
pretend
to?
fallback.
Can we
See, I
sell
love
this
that.
in 5 years and retire?
We don't really.
Are we going to get rich doing this?
Hopefully.
We would like to be able to make a good living, but I mean, for now, all it is a grind. It's a really tough.
Are you making a
huge
good living
grind.
right now?
No.
Or are you just making a
No.
living?
No, it's
No, we're
it's-
not making a good
Well, that's what I want to know.
No, I mean,
but the
it's-
beautiful thing is they're a couple. They're a married couple, and everything's with love.
I don't know
it's
if that's
made
so,
with love.
if that's true all the time.
we
mean,
we
with
see
love.
we're playing the long game with it.
Yeah?
It's not a get rich quick scheme.
No.
We
feel like
believe
I'm
in
on a
this,
mission,
and
yeah.
we're on a mission.
Uh-huh.
We're fine with being relatively poor for a while, and we're whatever. We'll keep
But
going.
you know what? You could do okay but if you cut back and living modestly. Well, I don't say live
I've
modestly.
lived
Next time.
very modestly all my life, so
Yeah.
this is nothing.
My man,
know.
I love your
Yeah.
attitude, man. Nothing from Richard. You got a great attitude about everything. I ain't kidding you. And the fact that you ain't looking to make the big score at one time.
No.
Over a period, hit a lot of singles, turn into doubles. That could turn on maybe then later on have that home run.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any like one switch happening here where it's big time. Somebody big buys us or something like that. I could see us gradually building until we could look back and say, wow, we're doing a lot better now than we were 5 years ago.
It'd be lovely to have one of the local distributors pick. You have local distribution, or you guys
It's
distribute
just
yourself?
us.
self-distribute.
They've talked to us.
Well, but tell them, come up with the widget.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We ain't here. We want to hear.
So I mean, we're gonna
Maybe
keep
don't
doing
go
it on
that
our
route,
own.
but-
We'll
man,
keep
they
doing
wanna-
our
man,
own.
Maybe do it.
Well, maybe you do
You're
rhyme
200
something.
stores on your own.
Right.
200 stores on your own. They
Yeah.
couldn't get you that probably.
No, we.
Well, right now we do feel we can represent our own brand better than
But that's
anyone
right, that's
else.
true.
Well, yeah, they're shocked by how much we did.
Oh, I
Yes.
guarantee they're
That-
shocked.
So,
Yes.
so it's kind of like, well, maybe we're doing it we're doing the right thing, and
They're gonna
you
wanna
know,
get
we
involved.
don't need it
guarantee
right
they're
now.
kicking
They're
themselves.
gonna they're gonna want to get involved. They're gonna want you
Yeah.
to. They're gonna want you to involved because they want you to do promoting. They're gonna buy you out. Somebody's gonna buy you out. Get the digit in your mind. Get the digit. Say here, this is it.
We've had those numbers that we have are ridiculously high.
Good.
So it would
No,
take
it's
a
good.
lot.
Then
It would
why
take
would you
a
go low?
lot.
Why would you go low?
Exactly. It would take a
No,
lot.
no. Go
Is
high.
there going to be a like Gwyn Light or any other flavors, or
There-
are we just sticking
Oh.
with this right now?
This is our main thing.
This is
Right here?
this is
But-
the
There's
flagship.
got to be something in your
Oh,
mind,
yeah.
though, right?
Oh, before we even did this, we had
We
an idea
thought of
there are going
our-
to be different varieties. We have a plan
It's
that
gonna
changes
be
daily.
a
What's
nice
next? What's next on
slim-
the plan? Just
It's
tell me.
gonna be a
We
nice
don't know.
like
Honestly, we
slim.
don't
You
know.
do so know what's
I-
going to be next.
It's gonna be a nice slim line, classy, traditional. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
we don't want to be where there's a million beers. You know, we just want to keep it nice and simple. Honestly, that was our formula. Our
Right.
formula was,
Mhm.
I don't know, when I thought of when we were thinking about Youngstown and Youngstown's beer, we just wanted a solid beer, so we want our line to be solid and want to keep it basic and want to keep it for everybody.
Right.
So
But
that's
don't-
like what we have in mind.
I think don't be too surprised if we do a really small batch once in a while.
Yeah,
of,
he may get
of a
crazy
something
and-
kind of wild.
For Christmas?
Possibly for Christmas.
Crazy
I'm just
Christmas.
asking.
Everyone.
Crazy
No, no, no,
Christmas
The penguin
ale.
is a cold weather character,
You could do
right?
Christmas
Yeah.
beer, right? You could do Christmas
Yeah,
beer.
you-
We could.
Yeah.
Seasonals.
Actually, homebrewed one that was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It
a
was
nice
so good.
Christmas beer.
The
He
family
did.
drank it in
There you
about
go.
a day.
Well, if your family likes it, they're the biggest, toughest critics, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
My
honest.
family,
They're honest.
yes, they're very
well, I know that.
honest.
Fine. Trust me, I know too
Mm.
well. But oh man.
So there are other ones on the horizon,
Yeah.
but this will always be the main one.
Yeah, this was.
This is
the
our
main
baby.
one.
This
Yeah,
is
this
the
is the
baby.
one. Yeah.
No, man, this is your first. Absolutely, man. That's and so you would do. So you have Simply Slavic, which is come up for the Slavic festival coming up. But you could do it for others, like for the Italian festival this summer.
Yes.
You put your Italian brand
Mount
on.
Carmel.
Yeah. Mount Carmel.
2 Mount Carmels,
Yeah.
Lowellville and Youngstown.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
the tribute labels were just, we wanted, how we said, this beer is for our town. We wanted to honor people, places, and things in our town.
Mhm.
So we wanted to do these tribute labels. So Simply Slavic was our first one to, that we released this. And, throughout this year, there's going to be a few more tribute labels. And
Well-
it's kind of fun to switch it up with that one.
Will this front part be the same, though? The red, the green, the blue, the
Yeah,
logo,
that logo will.
that will stay.
Yeah.
And then the tribute.
Well, not if you're talking about all of it.
No,
You know what
just
I mean?
the front, the red.
logo.
The
Yeah,
logo.
this is exclusive. This exact design is exclusive to the Simply Slavic label. If you look at our original
Simply
one,
Slavic, or
mhm, it's the green. This of our mill jacket green. You'll see that, and there's no white.
Look at you.
But so this face will change.
When you get them at the festival, though, is it on tap and you just get a cup of it, or do you
No,
buy it
it'll
like
be
that?
the bottles
Bottles.
at the Slavic Festival.
But tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, because believe me, I've done with the wines and and I'm at a cigar company. How many people say, hey, "Can I have a sample?" Yeah, they want. Well, what would you like? Can you give me 2 or 3 cases? No.
We
How many
Oh,
people
yeah, how
ask-
much free beer
no,
are you
but-
giving
Oh, no, because they'll wait. I mean, they'll tell you, they'll want. Can you give me a case of
Yeah.
beer? They go, and then you say, can I get a case of wine? I go, no, man, I'll give you a bottle.
Right.
Or I'll give you, how about this?
Or maybe
I'll
a
have you- I'll
4
pour you a
ounce
glass.
sample. How about
That's
that?
exactly.
That's nice.
No, because you ain't got,
Yeah.
you can't, because that's where your money is. You can't be
Right.
wasting by giving away samples.
No, I
Same
mean,
thing with-
I
if you're
don't
giving away
think-
samples, you ain't in the beer business.
No.
Right. No, if you're giving away you have to be careful. I mean, you want to be able to taste. You want
People
people
got
to
to try
taste
it,
it.
obviously.
I mean, we've done a lot
We do
at different bars and
samplings
restaurants
and
where
stuff.
we'll.
But small, right?
Small.
Yeah, you got to be
4
small.
ounces.
Yes.
4 ounces.
4 ounces, 3
That's
ounces, 4
the-
ounces.
I think legally that's
4 ounces might be the legal sample size.
what you can sample. Yeah.
You don't need
And then
much
for
more. You
wine
like
and
it,
liquor,
you
it's a little
don't.
Yeah,
different.
really, you're gonna.
No,
know.
no, believe me, because I know people. Can you give me in the cigar
man.
business? Can you give me a case of cigars?
Right.
I give a box of cigars. I'll give you 2 or 3 cigars. You don't need a box. No.
Or
It's
they
my
want-
money, man. It's not my money going out the window.
They might think a sample is a whole 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to a bar and get a sample, they're going to give you an ounce at the most, because they don't want to. They pay for it.
No,
They're not going to
of
waste
course.
that money. People.
Do you think this this craft beer boom will taper off and start to come to an end? Maybe not this kind of beer. I think this kind of beer will hold up.
I think
But do you
it's gonna
think the
go
other
in
kinds-
waves. It'll go in waves, like it just any trend.
Yeah.
Seems like
There's ups
breweries
and
are popping
downs.
up all over the place,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
We just became the 300th. What, 2
In
weeks
Ohio.
ago in Ohio.
What are? Oh, you.
In the state of Ohio,
There are
our brewery
300?
became the 300th.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, there's gonna be this. I feel like I don't know how many more can it be before
Right.
it starts to like go down. So we always think that too, especially with Michael. Like we're always thinking strategy. We're always thinking, trying to be 10 steps ahead of the game.
Yeah.
How we're gonna promote it. You know, we felt like this one could be one that could, if it does go down, that one could still be, you know,
Sustain you.
yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, I would think, I don't know, people's palates have changed for beer. So craft beer and you know, all kinds of different styles, it's not going away. You know, like if you looked at 20 years ago, there was hardly anything. It was, you know, like give me a Budweiser,
Right.
or whatever. No, I don't think I think it's gonna stay right around the same. But as far as the amount of breweries, I mean, you can only have so many. Which is another reason why I think people are going. Another smart reason is stay local, because we are starting to support each other locally a little more. And a place like Youngstown, we need it. You know, it's not like we're seeing any big economic booms here.
Well, it's going to be small business like this, you know, like it's going to sustain. Small business can go into bigger business, but sustainable businesses, and obviously this is one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like as far as palates go, I mean, people are enjoying different styles of beer now. They're a lot more adventurous. So I mean, we went with something like somewhere in the middle. Good, but not extremely challenging to somebody who doesn't know, you know, a very bitter beer or anything.
So I like that. But I always say my mind's not. I always talk about mine. I says not a sophisticated wine, easy drinking, not sophisticated. But I like that. Not challenging. Not challenging. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that tagline.
But I would
my
tell
wine's
somebody,
not challenging.
If you drink this beer, you can drink it and say it's just a beer, or you could drink it and just savor that flavor a little bit, and you will realize that, you know, there's some complexity to
Well,
it.
there is. No, and I'm tasting the different flavors.
How much alcohol is in it?
5.4%.
Which is high for just a run-of-the-mill domestic beer, right?
How would you know that, Michael?
Yeah, if you compare it to Budweiser,
Because you're a wine connoisseur.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
beer connoisseur.
a Budweiser, the regular Bud, is 5%.
Oh, it is.
So it's not too you know, Bud Light's a lot lower.
Well,
Okay.
that's like, you know, these light beers like the Miller Lite. You know,
There's not much flavor to it.
nah,
It's,
I'm not big on light.
No.
If you're gonna have one.
I'll drink it. If you put it in front of me, I'll drink it, you know.
What's your favorite beer? Don't say Penguin. Second favorite.
Can't do that. Can't talk
He's
about
a beer
the.
Can't
Can't talk about the.
It's not a competition.
Well, I'll
It's a Guinness.
I'll say one, the Pilsner Urquell. If you see that out.
What
That's
the hell? Who
Say-
makes
We
Say
don't
that?
know how to
the
say
right
it. No,
thing.
If you
I
see
I
see
didn't
it-
even spell that.
Oh, so
Pilsner.
Pilsner. You know,
The company's name is Pilsner?
Now you're giving him a plug.
I'm starting to sound like a beer snob now.
Yeah.
Pilsner Urquell.
It's like watching. What's that? What's that movie with Das Boot in it? Beer Fest. It's like watching Beer
okay.
Fest with you.
I don't know how to. People say it different ways. I mean,
Pilsner Urquell,
you could
right?
say Pilsner Urquell.
Yeah.
You'll see it. Pilsner, and then
Where's it from?
Urquell.
Wouldn't know the
Isn't it
difference.
Oh,
a-
it's just a really nice
Eastern European.
Pilsner. Yeah, like a Czech. It's a nice Czech Pilsner.
You see, you're a little too sophisticated.
Now
He
that
knows
got
his
you.
Eastern-
I like my Eastern
East-
European
Eastern
Pilsners
European.
and
Yeah, I like my
lagers
Eastern
and
Well, I'm glad
Europeans.
you know.
Well, you know,
what
here's
you're talking
here's
about.
another one, but I will say it correctly.
All right. go
It's a
ahead.
Polish lager that's very popular in Poland. It's very good. Żywiec.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Żywiec,
You'll see
yes.
that one at Simply Slavic.
That's my Polish beer from Krakow. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you know you.
Well, he's
oh, man.
Polish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You got
So
it.
I do like
He
the
likes his
Pilsner
Polish
Urquell,
beers.
and I like Żywiec a
Well,
lot.
what do
too.
you drink when you go out? Because
Oh.
it ain't beer.
I drink a lot of water.
Lot
I
of
do
water.
drink a
Most
lot of
Like
water.
if you're out with the girls,
Most
you're at a
important.
bachelorette party and the girls are
I
getting
like
drinks.
and
some rich
I like
dude
soda
says,
and bitters.
I'm
I
buying
like
around.
bitters and soda.
Do better.
What?
I do like
that
wine.
even a
I
thing?
do like wine.
Well, what'd you have last night? You had a tiny bit of
I
wine.
had a tiny bit of Greek wine.
Mavro Daphne.
Yeah. It's a
What
good-
is it
Which
with
is
the
why
Greek?
it's
You ever
not
go-
very popular because we even know what the hell it is.
You go find if you
Greek
talk
wines,
to
Greek wines, very popular in
no,
in
and it
Campbell,
comes
Ohio.
out in like
Yeah.
a
Nobody
bottle
knows how to
like
say the damn
that.
thing.
Like a guy's got a bottle of that in the back, and then like ouzo / something. The Greek people they make their own.
I like metaxa. I don't do
There's some
ouzo,
Greek-
but I'll
there's
drink
some good Greek
metaxa.
stuff.
That's
They
another
know what
Greek
they're
thing.
doing.
You know, I
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you didn't know. Obviously, you didn't know, but 10, 15 years ago, I was approached by a company from Canada, the big Seagram's family. Guy wanted if I would be willing to do a video about beer drinking. I said, well, I'm not a beer drinker. I don't, Well, no, but we could teach you. But they wanted me to be the guy. Okay, so we did it in L.A. But I did learn. I've learned. And beer tastes different according to how you pour it. Now, if you pour it, a lot of people. First of all, you don't drink it out of the bottle because all the gas is sustained in the bottle, right?
Okay.
So when you open it, it releases the gas. But if you get a glass and you pour it, like you put your head right in there and you see people that looks fancy, but you trap all the gases in there. The higher you pour it, from here, more gas is released. And that's what you want, the gas to release.
You do want that.
You want the gas to release.
Oh.
So you can taste the flavor of the hops and barley and malt as opposed.
Say yes.
Yeah, I'm teaching this part. I know this, but I learned it. Because if not, then you just that's when you get that stomach, bloated stomach. Guys are farting and stuff like that. Come on, man.
I've burped like 5 times since I sat down.
It depends how much it's carbonated to begin with.
Tastes good both sides, both ways, buddy.
The higher you pour it, the more gas release, which gives more to the flavor of the thing. That's why you see people. If I see somebody, I don't drink it out of a bottle because it traps the gases inside.
It'll make a difference how you carbonate it,
Yeah.
how much you carbonate it, or if it's naturally carbonated, if it's bottle conditioned, and further, if you put more yeast into it before you cap it, that'll carbonate it a little more, and that might be a little different from forced carbonating it with carbon dioxide. But yeah, so how much and how makes a difference as well.
So if anybody out there who doesn't know anything about beer drinking, don't drink out of a bottle. Get a glass. First of all, you look like a sophisticated guy. Yeah, but when you see girls banging them down,
smash it on stuff.
I mean, most people like drinking out of the bottle, right? And most people do. I get that. But
I see both.
No,
like-
but I
Because you
get
don't
that.
have frosty glasses.
No,
sitting
I
around
like
your
I
house
like
typically, right?
out of the
You don't
glass.
have your frosted schooner at
Right.
In
the garage.
Yeah,
Arrowhead,
up the
After
street
you
there.
mow the lawn.
Up the street there. On the north side. What's the name of the joint? Jesus, that's just closed.
Yeah, what?
The
place?
Naples Brothers. What was the name
Yeah,
of
what's
the
the place with the
Golden
schooner?
Dawn.
We
Golden Dawn?
Golden Dawn, yeah, the Golden
Yeah,
Dawn.
Golden
The
Dawn.
schooners, yeah.
Our schooner's
to-
on the bottle.
used
Our
to eat and
bottle.
drink there all the time.
Yeah, on our green. Our bottle
God.
has the schooner on it from Golden Dawn.
Yeah, nice homage
On
to the
the-
Golden Dawn.
The green. The
Gosh,
Not
if
on
my
this one.
eyes were just a little bit better, that'd be.
No, it's not
really
on this
great.
one. On our
Okay.
original, you'll see it if you look us up.
Are you going to put like Mill Creek Park on there in the background or
It's not
stuff
a
like
bad
that?
idea.
Or
Youngstown
I don't know.
copy the
Skyline.
Vindicator? or
There's a lot of ideas we have to do these
Yeah.
labels.
Before we even put out any labels or any beer whatsoever, I always had the idea, I want to have special edition cans, bottles, where every edition is another tribute to something in
And
Youngstown.
people could keep us collectors.
Yes, that's what, and a lot of big beer companies, they have that. They make collector's cans and stuff. So that's kind of what we wanted to do with this one, was to do collector's editions of all
like
the
a
stuff.
local news celebrity
Yeah, we
type?
could
Has
do
that
something
ever
like that.
crossed
Right,
your
Michael?
mind?
We could work on
at
For
that.
all?
that very unsolicited plug.
Just wondering. I'm just throwing it out there that might be good or popular. The bars down by
Look,
you two.
now you're gonna get bought. If this is whatever.
See, I told you.
I'm telling you. You're gonna
I told you.
Hey,
Please.
and don't be bashful.
Then
Get
what's
the-
your plan?
Get
the
the digit in
digits.
your mind. I'm telling
Get
you,
the
get the
number.
digit in your mind.
That's not our plan.
No, it.
Why don't you give me the
No,
digit now in
Why?
case
What do you
somebody's
mean
listening and they want to buy it? Give me the digit.
Richard,
I don't
it's
need
gonna
to.
be. It's
2
always
mil.
gonna be your
2
plan.
mil.
Way more.
my
Way more.
goodness.
We wouldn't
More
even
than 2 mil.
consider 2 mil. That's nothing.
10 mil.
Even as poor as we are, 2 mil's
No,
nothing.
no.
10 mil wouldn't do it. No,
Hey.
not even close.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I'd take 10 mil right now.
Let me tell you.
I would take it if you gave
No,
it to me
it's
and didn't
not.
take my company away.
Not,
have
No,
my
no,
company.
no. See, no, Richard, no, Richard. If I buy your company, I'm
Do
buying
you guys
the company.
get along the whole time?
No.
Wait, do we get along?
Just be honest.
Oh,
That's
we
a
get
beautiful
along,
thing.
but
no,
I
we
mean,
get along.
I mean, there have to be some disagreements, aren't there?
we fight.
disagreements. We stress.
Like what
fight.
kind of fight? Not fist fight.
No, it's like it's.
I'd be like, why'd you go with this company? This company's shit."
Yeah,
You know,
it's
just-
more just
Oh,
like
it's
that.
the business
stuff.
stuff.
If we,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not-
if,
Which when you it's a special relationship obviously because you don't do business with your partner, man.
Right.
You know, live with if I had a company and me and my ex-wife ran it for 4 years, and finally when she said I can't do this no more. I see you every day. I don't want to see you
I don't
here.
know why.
at home. And I get it, I get it. You know, I was the lovable kind that you never got tired of me.
Not 24/7.
No, but look, I get it.
We
So I admire
started
that.
trying to. We've made a rule that we're kind of sticking to pretty well. Where after normal brewery hours, when we go home, we
You
could
separate it.
We could talk about business, just none of the stressful parts. Nothing that's gonna.
Yeah, we can't
In
talk about.
theory, good idea. Reality, that ain't
no, it's-
happening.
You know, it happens.
We're trying to relax
We
a
have
little
to.
more.
Yeah. This
Not
past
easy.
year was a roller coaster, and it was all day, all night.
Hey, believe me, my whole marriage, right, my wife has been a roller coaster. But you know what I told my wife? She'll tell you, God's truth. Well, the first day, I say, hey, let's take the ride, see where it goes. Anytime
Yeah.
one jump off. Well, she ain't jumped off yet. I ain't jumped off yet. So, but
Right.
take the ride. That's what it's about. You got to take the ride. Hey, I always talk about life it's all about the destination.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to enjoy the ride. Because we know it ain't about the destination. We know the destination.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
It's
we-
all about the ride. You got to take the ride. It's all
Well,
about
you're
the
always
ride.
saying, you know, I told you this isn't gonna be boring. You
Oh,
know?
never a dull
I
moment.
did.
never a dull
Never
moment.
Wes, yeah, when we got married, I said we're not gonna have a boring life.
No, hey, and no worse than you get up somebody one day and go, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, now nobody wants to hear that. No, that's what I said. All about the
No.
ride.
Yeah, a lot of
Enjoy
times
the
we'll wait, yeah.
ride. Remember that. That's my marriage advice. Remember,
That's his advice.
you gotta remember.
Marriage-
Well, my life advice. My life
Okay.
business advice. It's about the ride. Life is all about the ride. It ain't about the destination. We all know that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be, Calvary. All right, we know that. So until then, enjoy the ride, man.
And take the shot.
Take the shot. You got to take shots in
Take
life.
the shot.
I've taken more shots in life, and man, and I failed at most, but I love it because now I just check it off, going okay, move on to the next one.
Well, you
Yeah,
took a
we've-
giant shot
Yeah.
with boxing. I mean, that's.
I mean, you got to believe enough in yourself, your
Yeah.
ability. But that one I did my diligence on. I always
Mm-hmm.
tell people mistakes I made in business were ones because we're after boxing, right after because I didn't do my diligence like I thought I
Okay.
should. You kind of get full of yourself a little bit and think, well, maybe my name can carry me. Well,
Yeah.
I don't go too far, and then maybe I you think other things. Realize now, no, success is like what success. There's many versions of success. People tell what's the definition of success. But the one I like, the one I repeat it often is when preparation meets opportunity. You do your diligence. You do everything you can. You're prepared. When opportunity arrives, boom, you hit. That's success, and that's the way. I didn't always do my preparation like I should have, but now I've learned. You learn from your mistakes. If you get your butt kicked in it from figuratively or literally, and mine was in business. I go, okay, well, we gotta start doing things different. So
Yeah, I mean, we're learning
Well, we
different
have
things
though.
like that.
Even before this, I've had businesses that didn't work out, projects that didn't work out. You've had projects that didn't work out.
Right.
We've definitely learned. I mean, I've
Oh, yeah,
learned a
we've
lot
done-
in
both
this
done a
town,
lot.
and
but you
that
keep
kind of-
moving forward.
yeah.
But
You
keep moving forward.
never stop. You
I think
just
a lot of
because
that prepared us both for this
Yeah,
business.
because something else will come and present itself
Even
to you.
mentally.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I've been in things where I was receiving a lot of criticism, and at first it's hard to take.
Oh,
You
first-
might overreact, and you want to respond to somebody, and then after a while, you're just like, who cares?
Yeah, there's exactly.
Yeah. Just don't care.
One thing. When here's funny. So we talked about that. I used to say when I hear this a lot with a lot of these athletes. These athletes drive me nuts. They're making millions and millions of dollars, and they got paper thin skin. You got to have elephant skin.
Oh, yeah.
Elephant skin, man. But they don't, and yet the media buys into it. Hey, man, I would they talk to these reporters like hey, man, I'll kick your ass, man. I'll kick the crap out of you if this camera wasn't on. So you talk to me, I'll slam. That's what you want to say, and I don't know why these guys ain't. And so I always amazed me why these athletes think they can get away with this stuff because But anyhow, where am I going with this at? I don't know.
Ray, I got to tell you something. There was a director. I think his name's something like Uwe Boll. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but he had movies, and they were low budget B movies, and he was getting a lot of critics just slamming him. And he did this thing. Okay, how about I'm going to box you guys, and no one really knew. If you're never in the ring, and you think, oh, you got headgear on,
Right.
16-ounce gloves, whatever. It's like a game.
Right.
He made sure they realized it wasn't a game.
That's
He
right.
beat the crap out of some people.
Well, that's what a couple of years ago they had that celebrity boxing, and I
Oh.
was a host, one of the hosts.
Was that with the who? Wait,
Fox come up with this idea. Fox, right?
Oh, that one. I thought you were talking
And
about the
it-
local one because I
No,
was
oh no,
involved
no,
in one.
oh yeah, no. They had a Fox come up with it, and I was a host on it, and they did it twice, and they didn't do it after that.
Oh, that's right.
And the guy, actually, it was the guy who created Married with Children. To create that, created this.
Okay.
And his name was Darnell. His last name was Mike Darnell. Mike Darnell, who was a producer at Fox. And that's when when what was his name?
Bonaducci.
Horseshack fought.
That's before your time.
Danny
Danny
Bonaducci fought it. Horseshack, Ron, whatever his name was, fought.
Welcome back,
I
Carter.
Welcome back,
There you
Carter.
go.
Yeah.
Good. Good
remember
job.
that.
Horseshack fought the guy from. He fought the kid from Saved by the Bell.
Screech?
Screech.
Oh.
Dustin
Yeah, he fought Screech.
Diamond.
Screech kicked the crap out of him.
Oh, nice.
I thought this thing was for
He
charity.
beat up
I
Horseshack?
said, but
He beat up Horseshack?
Oh, beat him bad, man.
boy.
And then they had Danny Bonaducci. He went out there and whacked him out. Then they had Tanya Harding boxing.
Oh,
So-
I do
God, it
remember
was.
that. I
I mean, they got to be
How
bad.
could this not fail?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
understand how this fails.
What could
But
go
they
wrong?
but what I was getting to is they said they thought it was going to be fun and games.
Yeah.
So they got smart. They go, no, man.
Yeah.
You train people right. You train for us.
Yeah.
So they got hit on the chin. And then they got, oh, hell no, man. I was
Yeah.
told, and Horseshack was like, I was told it was a charity day.
Yeah, you can get one stiff jab to
Yeah,
the nose.
man,
and you'll be
these
seeing
guys don't
some-
understand. They no playing. You get in the ring with somebody and don't get you get hit.
Yeah.
And you go, oh man, I start watering stuff, man. This is for real. You get tapped on the chin. It ain't there like we ain't doing this a real thing for TV. Oh, that was fun, but the last one lasted twice. but that was the point I was trying to say is that everyone thought it was like fun and games. No, man.
I think Tanya Harding would have been a badass. Is she a
won.
badass?
And then Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Joey Buttafuoco, he was on part of it.
Fuco. It's Fuco.
Is that what it is? You
I
sure?
think so. I think so.
He-
How'd he do?
He actually fought a girl.
He fought a girl?
She was a female wrestler, and she was a wrestler. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me, man. Oh, and I was ripping.
Did he
up
get
on him.
killed?
That's silly.
No, I actually think he actually won the fight. I think. I don't know. I actually not ripping him a new one the whole time. Oh, this disgraziado. Oh, Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Point being is, what is the point?
I have no idea what
Where we
gotta
go
be
to-
able to take
we
criticism.
took a left turn somewhere, and we ain't come back yet.
You have to take
I heard you talking
criticism.
about wanting
Yes,
to
you
fight
got
someone.
criticism. Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
criticism.
I
Even
don't
if you
know,
get your
just-
ass kicked.
You got to, man.
I don't know. I think that just goes with the territory.
It does.
Even like when I used to promote events at Cedars, downtown, there was always criticism, if I'm not booking the right bands, or you always hear it.
Who
You
would
hear
know?
it in
Who would
every
know if
job
there's
you
not
do.
the right band?
There's
Yeah.
always something, or even the movies. If I don't, for the Youngstown Summer Movie Series, did I pick the right movies? Or someone will say, "Oh, those are terrible." You're
Well,
always
then
gonna
come.
hear. You're always gonna hear it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something was funny you said that because somebody, after we put up this on last week or whatever, and somebody said, and it was a woman. I don't know. She goes, "Don't like it." That's
That
not.
was the
And
end of
I
it?
want to say,
That
don't
was it?
watch.
That
was
How
it.
hard is that? Don't watch.
Yeah, people love
I-
on Facebook. Oh,
It
I
ain't
don't
that
even.
difficult. But if we're gonna say something bad, why would you have to put it on social media?
It-
I have no
Why
idea.
would you do it? Just don't watch.
It is funny.
That's silly.
I just laugh at some of those
got
comments
to.
that people make, especially on Facebook, because
Well,
especially the super negative ones. Those are
well, you get
That's funny.
they're huge. They're
That's very silly.
It's
you get the
crazy.
Twitter trolls and stuff like that. And it's fun. My son's man, I used to react. My son, Pop, you can't react.
Yeah.
Pop, that's what they're called. I didn't know there's a term, Twitter trolls.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I didn't know the first time I heard it. I said, Pop, they're Twitter trolls. So that's what they do. They go out to get,
Yeah,
They
to
want
get
that
a rise.
reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reaction.
And then you end up looking like a fool.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So no,
But, yeah.
none of that.
I don't know, man. I just I want to just say, you guys are an inspiration, not only for me, but for the city of Youngstown, and for everybody here, and especially for Mike, because Mike does nothing but just sit and eat and drink.
Pretty much. I mean, that's actually very close.
I mean, that
No,
sounds like
but
a
you are an
nice life.
inspiration. And I mean
I'm not
that.
opposed to that.
And anybody out there, anybody from Youngstown watching, anyone around the country watching, the idea is you have an idea, see it through, man. See it through. Because then the only regrets, like I said earlier, are the ones I haven't tried. And you have no regrets if you tried and give it a shot. But if you believe in it and truly have a passion for it, there's very little room for doubt or failure. You're going to succeed. You'll see it through.
Well, we believe in it.
See, my friends
Yeah.
here, they're going to get the number in their mind. So the local
Number.
local distributors, come on, look at this lovely couple, beautiful couple. Don't, man, look, taking shots, man. Be a sport, man. Come on and make
We're
an offer to
taking
these
the
people.
shots.
Get that number.
But
You are.
but you're gonna keep that part of the company because they're the best salesman you would have for this particular brand. So, as somebody take this, buy this company, will you please? Do them a favor.
Well, keep working at
Or
it for a
keep
little
buying
longer.
our beer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be good too.
Because we'll
Yeah,
make
that's it.
We'll
It's
make
not-
it make sense financially.
If people buy the beer, then we keep going.
Make it one-
We keep hiring people.
So if
I mean, it's
Yeah.
exactly
if I come on
we
and bought the
wanted.
company,
Oh, here we
I'd
go.
have you know. I'm saying, if I was one of these guys, come on, bought the company. I said, well, I want you to continue making beer, of course. What else am I
Yeah.
gonna have?
Well, somebody locally.
But the distributor is not
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah, distributor buys say we're gonna distribute it. A big distributor. So
Yeah.
you're in 200 stores. Maybe you can get you into 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
That's
the
the
distributor
idea.
would just distribute it. They would just
Right.
buy our beer
Exactly.
From you.
So they-
Exactly.
there's
That's
no.
perfect.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not giving away any.
No,
part
no,
of
no.
the
How much beer
exactly.
are you
That's
making
what
a
I'm
week?
saying.
Oh, a
you-
week,
That-
probably about 30 to 40 barrels. Multiply that by 31, and that's how many gallons.
So how many bottles of beer is that?
Oh,
Or how many
I think-
kegs?
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
So your big size keg
Uh-huh.
is a half barrel.
Okay, so 60 barrels.
Um,
Or 60 kegs in 30.
yeah, we're
Barrels.
going through that, and I know we do about 500 or more cases of beer in
So-
addition to all the kegs
So that's
a month.
5,000. There's
Pretty
two-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did 20,000 of these labels. 10,000 of them are already out. They went in like 2 weeks.
That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Mike-
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Mike will be going home. 10,000 bottles of beer
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
Yeah, you
wall.
could do the
10,000
song.
bottles. Yeah.
one more.
Dante, true inspiration. I admire you. And now I will be trying. I'll be first place when I go in if I get a beer. You have Penguin
Oh.
City beer?
That's good.
That'll be a done deal, my friend.
That's good. Good word of mouth.
Yeah, it is. Word of mouth helps.
Grassroots.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect
Yeah.
grassroots movement.
You're a lovely couple, and you're good for this town, man. You really are.
Thank you.
And you're an inspiration for a lot of people here. And I mean, Aspasia, you've been doing things from the beginning, so I'm really, your enthusiasm is infectious, man. I mean that sincerely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else you want to say? We're gonna give our
We should plug Avalon first
probably
before we
yeah.
go. Do you like it here?
I love it here. We
we
just
had
had lunch,
lunch.
right next door. and
Oh,
we
you
got
have
to
it at
view
the,
yeah.
It was delicious.
What's it called?
At the inn?
At
The
the
inn
inn?
at the inn and
the
resort?
bar-
in the
it's
lobby bar?
Yeah,
lobby
where we
bar,
went?
right? Lobby bar.
It
Because
was-
We
the
sat
other
outside.
joint, the other joint
Yeah.
don't open until 4 o'clock.
4
4
o'clock. For the fine
o'clock
dining
Okay.
at
for
Gatsby's.
fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
No, it
joint?
was delicious.
What'd
It
you
was
get?
good.
I
At the
tease that. I know
club.
that.
Oh, the club sandwich.
The Chop House, Mike.
Yeah.
The Chop House. 4 o'clock.
Also 4 o'clock, right.
Oh,
Gatsby's
okay.
Same with
the-
Gatsby's.
Where's Gatsby's at?
That's a fancier restaurant down the
Oh.
hall from the lobby
Whoa,
bar.
whoa, whoa, yo!
I didn't
mean
take
there's-
you there. I
I
didn't
know-
have the money for it. I wanted to take you.
There's 4
There's
restaurants
4
there.
Wow.
Oh, I haven't been to the.
Oh.
I've been to the Chop House a couple times. Very good
Does
food.
one of 'em
But I haven't
serve
been to
our beer?
Gatsby's yet. That's a done. But
Avalon
Mike.
Avalon Inn has your beer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get out
that's
of
a
here.
done
That's
deal.
fantastic.
Hey,
Yeah, they took a case.
Okay.
well, that's
So-
hey, let's be a sport. Come on now,
Look at
man.
that.
Buy more,
They
couple more
should,
cases.
yeah.
Couple
Oh,
more
we
cases.
will. We will.
But hey, what they really like, tell them what they really like, what they have here.
Oh, they got the honeymoon suite. He loves the honeymoon suite.
man.
Oh.
Honeymoon suite.
Which
Be
we
a
really
sport,
don't.
Richard.
It's
Come out
called the
for a weekend.
presidential
We-
suite.
we need it.
And just get and renew the
We need it.
You should get the
Our
presidential
anniversary.
suite, a
Okay.
getaway weekend.
Your anniversary's coming up?
October 8th.
Or
is
the
our
spa
anniversary.
suite. You should get the spa suite. You get a
Oh.
room, get a hotel room, and then in a adjoining door, you go into the spa suite, and they have these big chaise lounge chairs and a big TV and a fireplace, and you can get massages and stuff right in the room.
We
Oh.
could
Big
we could use
jacuzzi
that.
bathtub,
Or,
shower,
and
the
you
whole
can
thing.
change the
Be
game a
good.
little bit and say, look, can we just have the material? We'll do it. Massage each other.
You could do
Massage
that. Yeah,
each
you could
other.
bring your own
Oh,
essential
the
oils.
We don't
Or
need
whatever.
you, Mike.
Yeah.
We don't need. Just give me the oils.
I often
Well,
double as
that's
a
a done
massage
deal.
therapist.
That's a
Little
done deal.
massages at the same time too. That way you're both experiencing the same thing. At the
Yeah,
same
like a couple's massage.
But I'd
Yeah.
rather experience
Right.
the other way.
Yeah, just think about it. Just think about it. I know you have an anniversary
It-
coming up.
We
Everybody
gets
married
where
this
did we-
summer
where did
around
we
here,
go
right?
next on this?
Presidential
No.
suite.
It was, yeah.
R-rated
Or
now.
Or the
one-
spa suite. You,
Or the
you,
spa
you
suite.
choose. They're both
I know,
Okay.
it's
about
great.
the same
Sounds
price.
great.
It's great.
That
It's
does
really
sound
spectacular.
wonderful.
Mike, you want to read it?
No, I just wanted to mention that
Oh,
and
we don't-
go to
we
our
don't have to read
website,
anything, we just have to-
avalongcc.com.
Yeah, we don't have to read anything.
Nope. The
just
Memorial
mention
Day special is passed. We have our Freedom Warrior golf outing coming up in July, and we'll promote that in the
How many
upcoming
golf courses
episodes.
do we have here? So-
We have, if you count the newly purchased Field Club, which is formerly Newcastle Country Club, that makes 4 golf courses,
There you go.
all for the price of
Wow.
one.
Can't beat
Yeah.
that.
Why belong to a fitness club when you can belong to this place for the
See,
same price?
Now,
Makes no
Richard-
sense.
Richard Aspasia,
Mhm.
you're a camel girl, but you were born here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you were born in
North
Youngstown?
Northside
Yeah.
Hospital.
Okay.
I was
Well,
born
that
at
no longer there.
St. Eves.
St. E's, I've seen this,
Yeah,
okay.
and
Now,
then-
how about that? But when I was growing up, little before your time, this was the only joint in town.
Oh yeah.
Avalon was the only place. I mean, like any, if you talk about a resort, when you think this was
Like
the
a
only joint in
getaway
town.
place.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This
it was really
it.
the only place. And coming from the south side, yes, it was a trek. It was a trek coming out here.
Yeah,
But-
it does feel like a different world.
Yeah, it
a
does.
Nice, a nice paradise.
Yeah,
out
it's
here.
beautiful.
good.
That's,
Ah,
I mean,
see?
no, it's
I don't
really,
need to promote
really
it when you say stuff like that. Thank
So
you.
anyhow,
All right, that's it for me.
that's it. Okay, well, that's it for another round of the Ray's Boom Boom Room, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed our friends. And again, if you watch, can people? I don't even know if it's possible with beer because I don't think it is. We can't do it with wine if they set up direct response. Can people who watch this can they order from you somewhere? Or
Oh, they could call.
Could they call?
Uh-huh.
There's no number.
Is there a website? Can they order off the website?
penguincity.beer.
Well, you can't order beer from
But
us.
our contact info.
But you can contact. Yeah,
Okay,
you can
how about
buy- you
this?
can get some
Let
they
beer.
them
could come
contact
to
you.
the-
Explain to them.
We'll explain it all.
Explain,
Call us
Lucy.
and we'll talk to you.
penguincity.beer.com.
That'll work.
Or
That's
do-
an let's get technical. That's an alias for the URL penguincity.beer, but they'll both
Oh,
work.
penguincity.beer.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
I'm
works
sorry.
too.
beer.
Yeah.
Penguincity.beer. I thought you said
I know you can have a
org.
dot beer.
Org.
Yeah.
I said
We
org.
got dot beer.
Dot beer.
com.
They both
No.
work. Penguincity.beer or
Penguincity.beer.
penguincitybeer.com. It's up to you.
Well
That's
done, Richard.
Hey, your
well
choice.
Done. Giving
Okay,
people
Mike.
options.
Yeah.
Mike is my friend, the great Chet Kopic from Chicago, who just passed away. God rest his soul. Hey, baby, it's your dime, your dance.
There you go.
So,
Do whatever you
I
want.
love that line.
Give you
Well,
options.
I use it every now and then. Okay, hey, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you, but again, you got a little bit enthusiastic about what you heard about the Penguin City beer. And if you have an idea that you would like to see come to fruition, man, these people are an inspiration. Take the shot. Do your diligence. Read about it. Go online. Get books. Go to the library. Get books. People go to the library anymore?
No.
Go to the library.
They should.
Get books. Do whatever you can. Research it. Do your diligence. Don't be like what I did and thought, I didn't need to do that. Do your diligence. Check it out. And then go for it, man. Just take the shot. Take the shot, and you'll be a success. Because just taking the shot is a success. Believe me when I tell you. And anything after that, if you make money from it, God, boom, that's even better yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the shot, the success is all on taking the shot. It's all about seeing your dreams come true or seeing your dreams come to fruition. Okay, anyhow, if you enjoyed the show, please tell your friends, and hopefully we'll see you around next Tuesday around the same time for another round of Ray's Boom Boom Room. Until then, take care of each other, love each other. Good night and God bless.